Hello everyone, welcome to the Byte Nexus Tech. In the previous video, we learned about Linux file system. We understood what is slash indicates and important folders like slash pwd, slash home, etc. and how Linux organizes the files. So now in this video, we will understand Linux terminal, important commands, file permissions, package manager. So don't worry, if you are a beginner, we will understand everything slowly. So first, what is terminal? So first understand one thing. Linux has two ways to use the system. One is GUI, which you know already, like which we use mouse or a buttons or a windows. So that is one way, and another way is terminal. That is using test commands. Okay. So basically GUI means we click the buttons, right? And terminal means type commands. So in the terminal, instead of clicking the folders like what we do in GUI, let's say if you want to select one folder, we will just move this cursor and we will click on that particular folder, right? So but in the terminal, we use a command which is ls. So Linux understands these commands and shows the files which is present in this particular folder. Okay. So how this flow works, this terminal flow works. So first user types command, right? Let's say this ls commands user types. Then terminal will receive the command. Terminal will receive the command and then Linux will execute that command and then output shown. This is the flow. Okay. So terminal is simply a test based way to control the Linux. That's it. Okay. So now we'll understand important commands. Okay. See guys, we have like lot of commands. Okay. So now we will understand the importance which is used in a regular basis. Okay. So these are some basic commands. One is pwd. So what pwd does is this is present working directory. So to see in which path we currently show current location, it will show, like let's say example, if I execute pwd, it will show example home byte nexus tech. Okay, so currently we are under this path. Okay, so second is ls, which I already told. Ls will shows the files and folders in that path. Okay, so let's say in this, if I am in this directory, and here if I press ls, then it will show what are the files and directories present in this uh, directory. Okay, so next we have cd. So guys, let's say we are in this directory, right? Byteness tech. So inside this, when we do ls, it will list out, let's say, documents folder and some music folder or a videos folder, right? So let's say I want to go to this document folder. Okay, then we use a cd document, then we will move to document folder. Then when we again give pwd, then it will list out home, byte nexus tag and document. Okay, so next one command we have is make directory. So guys, so this is to create new directories. If you see, right, these are existing directory present in that path. Okay, if you want to create your new directory, so you can just mention make directory and your directory name. Let's say I want to create one directory like downloads. Okay, you can create that directory. Okay, or make directory linux or something. So now this is to create directory. Now we, if you want to create files, okay, then you can just execute touch command and then just mention file name which you want to create. Okay guys, here there are two ways to create files. One is empty file which we use touch command, and one more, if you want to create and write something in that file, then you can use vi. Okay, vi notes.txt, if you execute, it will open, it will create that file and it will open that file, and inside that you can write something and then save it. This is the another way. Okay, so next one more command is cp. So cp used to copy. Let's say you have file 1 which contains some data, and you have file 2 which is empty file, let's say. Now you want to copy contents from file 1 to file 2, right? Then you can just use copy file 1 to file 2, that's it. Similar, like if you want to, now let's say copy means the contents will not be erased in file 1, right? It will be stays as it is in file 1 and just it will copy. But we have one more command, move. So move, what it will basically does is it will move complete file 1 content to file 2, so file 1 will be erased, right? So here you can mention like let's say you want to move one file to one particular folder, under folder, right? So you can just, this file 1 will be moved under this folder. Okay, then, so guys, this is the another, this is the one way to like use to rename the files, right, which I told before. Like let's say if you use file 1 to file 2, basically what it will do, file 1 contents will go to file 2, right? So basically file 1 is renamed as file 2. But the another example which I shown here is file 1 will be moved under this folder directory, right? So file to file which will be renamed, file to folder which goes inside that folder. Okay, so next one more command we have is remove. So if you want to delete some file, right, remove file name you can give. Okay, file.txt. If you want to remove the file, you can use rm. If you want to remove folder, right, so folder means it will be recurring, it will search inside that folder, it has to delete all the files, right? That's why we have to use rm minus rf folder name. Okay, same like if you want to move minus r, copy minus r. Okay, if you want to do folder copy, right, then you can use -r option. Okay guys, we'll now move to next part, that is basically permissions. So in Linux, not everyone can access everything. Okay, Linux protects files using permissions. Okay, so let's say I will draw one example. If you see some permission for a particular folder, it will list out like rwxr. Let's say, so how we will get this information means, as I told, we use ls command to see some what is present in that particular path, right? So along with that, if I use ls minus l option, then it will list out files with extra information like what time it is copied, or latest time of that file updated, and what is the permission for that particular folder or a file. So let's say one folder, if it has, it is listed like this, then it indicates like, so guys, it may be looking like scary, right? But it is actually simple. So basically r means read, w write permission, x means execute permission. So read can view that file, write means can modify that file, or execute means can run file like a program. Okay, so who will get this permission? So that is divided into three groups. Okay, so we have to first look from forward. So it is telling rwx. Okay, first three. So rwx means first owner. It is partitioned like owner, group, and use others. Let's say, so owner here has rwx. Okay, then you have to see r dash execute. Okay, then r dash dash. Okay, here by C, owner has read permission, write permission, execute permission. Group has read but no write and execute permission, but others can have only read permission, not write or execute permission. Okay, so guys, likewise the permission will be given in the Linux. So you can change the permission also if you want to change, let's say, to execute permission. So you can just mention chmod plus I want execute permission for this file.txt, then it will give execute permission also. Okay, so guys, one more thing we want to learn is sudo. So guys, here in the Linux, some operations which needs admin power. Okay, so let's say if you want to install some software, or if you want to change some system files, okay, that time for the Linux uses sudo, meaning run command as a admin, not as a user. Okay, so at that time we have to use sudo. So how sudo will be utilized, like I will see in a next slide. Okay, so next, first I will explain about package manager. This is most important to understand. So guys, here we let's understand packages carefully. Okay, this confuses like many beginners. So first question I want to ask is, when we install app in a Windows, right, what do we do? Usually open browser, and we'll just download one .ext file, yeah, executable file, and then we will click on install, right? So that we follow in a Windows. Let's say if we want to install VS Code, just I will install exe file, and then once installation done, then we will just once this is downloaded done, we just press on the install button, right? But in Linux, Software installation works differently. Linux uses something called package manager. Okay, so basically what is package here? Package means software bundled together. So example, you can say like Chrome. Okay, Chrome may contain Chrome program, right? And then icons, and then libraries, then then settings, etc. Right? So these are bundled together, so that we call it as a package, right? So guys, here what package manager does is it will automatically downloads the software and installs the files and install dependencies also and updates the software also and removes the software also. Okay, let's say user install one software. Okay, package manager what it will do, it will downloads that package. And then file will be copied to system. So software ready. So guys, some software needs other software to work, right? So let's say if you want to, let's say Chrome you want to install. So it needs some audio library, graphics library. So these all things will be handled by package manager. It will automatically installs those dependencies also. And what are the required packages for that particular software to install, so it will do automatically all installation. Okay, so guys, so we'll see one example like Ubuntu. In Ubuntu how we install, let's say Chrome. If you want to install, then we use apt for that. Okay, apt, then just this is the command apt install Chrome. Okay, so guys, here we are installing new software right in our system. So that's why to install this we need a sudo permission. So this is the command to install Chrome in a Linux. Okay. So sudo is the admin permission and apt we call it as a packet manager for the Ubuntu. Okay. So apt is a package manager. So this is to install the, sorry guys, this is to install the software and this is the package name. So guys, why package manager is good here? Because Linux installs software in an organized way. Because it like easy updates. If you want to update, you have just instead of install, you can use update word like sudo apt update something, and then see here it will be handling dependency internally automatically, right? So guys, I hope you understood about this terminal commands, permissions, and the package manager. Okay, so basically we today we learned about what is terminal is and basic Linux commands and Linux permissions and what is sudo and what are packages and what package manager does, right? So I have some questions for you people like what pwd command does and what is difference between read, write, and execute permissions, and what is the role of package manager in Linux. So guys, in the next video we will understand core concepts of Linux. So that is Linux processes and process management. So basically how Linux runs multiple applications together. Thank you.